Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the studio for another session of Leo and Emma English.
Hey there, we are so thrilled to have you. Today we are tackling a topic that, let's be honest, makes even the most advanced English learners break out in a cold sweat.
Oh, certainly. We're talking about small talk, that awkward moment at a party or a networking event where you're standing with a drink in your hand and you realize you have no idea what to say after hello.
The small talk terror. Most students rely on two things, the weather or asking, how are you? But honestly, talking about the weather is a conversation killer. It's the beige of communication.
Precisely. If you say, it's raining today, the other person says, yes it is, and then silence. Today we're spending 20 minutes giving you a toolkit to survive any social situation. We're going beyond the weather.
And before we get into the specific tactics, we need to reframe what small talk actually is. A lot of learners despise it. They think it's superficial or fake, but historically and linguistically, it serves a massive evolutionary purpose.
It's not just about filling silence.
Not at all. In the 1920s, an anthropologist named Bronislaw Malinowski coined a term for this, phatic communion. He argued that this type of speech isn't about exchanging information. It's not about the rain or the bus schedule. It's about social bonding. It's a signal that says, I am not a threat, and I want to connect with you.
That makes sense. It's like a handshake in verbal form. If you skip it and go straight to deep philosophy, it feels aggressive.
It does. Evolutionary psychologists actually compare small talk to primate grooming. You know how chimpanzees pick bugs off each other? They aren't doing that just for hygiene. They do it to maintain alliances. Small talk is social grooming. We are essentially saying, I acknowledge you, which lowers cortisol and builds trust.
So when we feel awkward doing it, we are actually fighting a very natural human instinct to bond. Okay, let's fix the mechanics of it. Let's start with the most common mistake you mentioned earlier, the dreaded how are you?
Let's call this part 1, the death of how are you. People think how are you as a question. In English, it's actually a greeting. It's a ritual.
Right. If you ask, how are you? You get, I'm fine, thanks. It's a closed door. It triggers a script in the other person's brain. To open a door, you need open-ended questions.
How has your week been so far?
These questions force the other person to share a story. If they say, oh, I had a great lunch, now you have a new topic, food. You are moving from a ritual to a narrative. But what if you are completely blank? What if the room is loud and you can't think of a question?
That brings us to part 2, the context technique. If you don't know where to start, use the room. In social psychology, this is often called triangulation. When two people look at each other directly, the tension is high. But if you both look at a third object, a triangle, the tension drops.
This is the easiest way to break the ice because you both share the same environment. For example, look at the food. You can say, I can't get enough of these appetizers. Have you tried the spicy ones yet?
Or use the host. How do you know Mike? Are you guys colleagues or old friends?
This is great because it's a safe bridge. You are talking about a third person, which takes the pressure off both of you. You aren't demanding personal information yet. You're just establishing shared ground.
And once that shared ground is established, you want to build rapport quickly. This leads to part 3, compliment plus question, or what I call the golden rule of charm.
If you want someone to like you instantly, give them a compliment. But, and this is a big but, don't just say, I like your shoes.
Correct. A compliment without a question is just a statement. It's a dead end. If you say, nice shoes, I say thanks, and we are back to awkward silence. You have to use the compliment plus question combo.
For example, I love that watch. Is there a story behind it?
Is there a story behind it? Is the most powerful phrase in small talk. People love talking about themselves and their history. Psychologically, our possessions are extensions of our identity. When you ask about the watch, you aren't asking about the metal and glass. You're asking, who are you? What do you value?
And that triggers a dopamine hit for them. They get to feel interesting. But there is a danger here. If you keep asking questions, where did you get it? How much was it? Do you like it? You fall into part 4, the interview trap.
Have you ever felt like you're being interrogated? Where are you from? What is your job? Do you have kids?
Yes, it's exhausting. It feels like a job interview, not a party. To avoid this, we need to understand the concept of reciprocal self-disclosure.
Exactly. Healthy conversation is a loop. If I give you a piece of information, social norms dictate that you should give me one back. If I only take information, I drain the energy. To avoid the interview trap, Use the statement plus question method.
Tell them something about yourself before you ask them. Example, I've actually been trying to learn how to cook Italian food lately, though I'm not very good at it yet. Are you into cooking at all?
Now, the conversation is a balance. You gave them a piece of your life, your struggle with Italian cooking, and then you invited them to share theirs. This signals vulnerability. By admitting you aren't good at cooking yet, you make it safe for them to be honest too.
It humbles you. Nobody wants to talk to someone who seems perfect. Vulnerability is magnetic. Now, let's flip the script. We've talked about speaking, but what about when you're silent?
A lot of students think they need to speak a lot to be good at small talk, but actually, the best conversationalists are the best listeners. There is a study by Ralph Nichols, a pioneer in listening research, which showed that we only retain about 25% of what we hear because our brains are usually busy thinking of what to say next.
So how do we prove we are listening? We use echo phrases. If someone says, I just got back from a trip to Japan, don't just say cool.
Japan? Wow. Was it a vacation or for work?
Also, use reaction noises. No way, that's wild. I bet, right. These are the glue of English conversation.
And cultural context matters here. In some cultures, like in Japan, backchanneling happens constantly, even while the other person is speaking. In English, we do it slightly less, usually at natural pauses. But if you stay completely silent with a frozen face, English speakers will think you are bored or angry.
You have to give them that vocal feedback. It encourages them to keep going. Okay, we've started the chat, we've built rapport, we've listened, but eventually the conversation runs out of fuel. This is where most people get stuck.
Part 6. How to exit gracefully. This is the most important part. What do you do when you want to leave the conversation?
Don't just run away. Use the refilling excuse. It's classic for a reason.
It was so great chatting with you, but I'm going to go grab another drink, or I'm going to go find the restroom. This works because it is a physical need that cannot be argued with.
Or the introduction exit. I just saw my friend Sarah arrive. I should go say hello, but it was a pleasure meeting you.
There is a psychological concept called the peak end rule by Daniel Kahneman. It says that people remember an experience based on two things: the most intense moment and the end. They don't remember the length. So if you let a conversation drag on until it becomes awkward and silent, that awkwardness is what they will remember.
That is such a crucial point. You want to leave when the energy is still relatively high. Don't wait for the silence to suffocate you both. Exit while you're still smiling.
Precisely. Leave them wanting more. It feels counterintuitive, but ending a conversation proactively actually makes you seem more socially confident than waiting for it to die a natural death. So let's wrap this up. Part 7, summary and conclusion. We've been talking for 20 minutes, and basically small talk is just about being curious and observant. I'm convinced that if you use the phrase, "Is there a story behind it?" at your next party, you will have a 30-minute conversation easily.
It's about building a bridge, one small brick at a time. It's paid a communion, bonding over the little things so you can eventually get to the big things.
So here is your homework. At your next social event, find someone you don't know and ask, "How do you know the host?" Use the triangulation technique.
Tell us how it went in the comments. We'll be there to give you more tips.
Thanks for hanging out with us at Leo and Emma. You guys are amazing.
Stay social, keep practicing, and we'll catch up with you in the next one.
Catch you later.
Peace out.